in a big way.
Who is it?
It's the police.
What's the matter? Someone complaining about the noise?
No, we're not here about that.
I was going to say, it's not easy to turn down the fireworks.
I'm here to arrest your wife. Anne Woodrow, I'm arresting you for the murder of...
Whoa, just a minute.
Let me finish, please, sir. In connection with the murder of Francis Trevelyan. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention anything you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
You'll have to come down to the station with us now, please.
You don't see why I can't go. My mother too.
Too young.
It's not fair.
Actually, maybe you should think a bit less about yourself.
Excuse me?
And a bit more about Dad.
Ed, listen.
Daddy, please, can I come with you?
We can all think of other things we'd prefer to be doing today. Unfortunately, life's not like that. Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do.
I'll meet you there, babe. Now, we can't be seen arriving together. And dress conservative. You know that suit you got? Yeah, that's the one. Just one reptile from the local rag. And a wannabe paparazzi, that's it.
Mr. Woodrow, costed advertising.
My wife says she's innocent, and that's good enough for me.
Yes, but...
That's all I have to say.
Well, can you just tell us, please, how it's affected your... relationship?
Good morning, Andrew.
Your big day today, isn't it?
Oh, yes, my big day.
It's all in there.
Right, we're off now. Hope it goes okay.
I'm gonna make an enemy or two, whatever happens.
See you later.
Bye.
Come on, Danny. Can you take your time somewhere?
Bye, Danny.
Take a seat.
So what are we talking about? An accomplice?
It's possible. There's a lot you get back from us, a lot we don't know. May well be someone should be up there with her in the dock.
Just play it by ear, then.
Yes. Anything strange, someone making a lot of eye contact with her, anyone a bit shifty, nervous, make a note. And you better keep an eye on the victim's husband, John Trevelyan. He's denied any relationship with Annie, but I'm not sure I believe him there. He's got a rock-solid alibi, of course.
She definitely had the hots for him, though.
Had the hots? Yeah, that's the general consensus.
Oh, please. He was the husband of my old school friend.
Annie, we need to be able to trust each other.
I've told you what I was doing there that night. If you can't explain it to the court, then I will.
And when they suggest that you're a deluded, obsessive stalker who'd stop at nothing, including the murder of an old school friend, to get what you wanted...
Don't you? It's not true.
I think maybe taking a stand's not such a good idea.
Nice car.
Yes, that's the husband of the accused, Lance Woodrow.
Wasn't there a scandal about him and some girl band?
Oh, yes, several.
Morning, Mr. Woodrow. Corson advertised that. I wonder, could you spare us a moment, please?
You get around.
Could you tell us, how has your marriage been affected by your wife's arrest, Mr. Woodrow?
I'm behind my wife 100%. Now, please, could I ask you to respect our privacy at this difficult time?
What exactly was the relationship between your wife and Mrs. Trevelyan?
I just heard something from one of the witness support volunteers. I mean, it may be nothing, but he phoned Mrs. Beverley to confirm the time when he's picking her up. There was no reply. Of course, she may just nipped out, but she's an important witness.
Yes, she is. Well, look, give it a couple of hours, and if you hear nothing by then, give us a call.
Okay. You know she's moved?
Yeah, where'd she go?
The sheltered housing up Corston Road. I'm sure she'll turn up anyway.
Okay, thank you. Look, I've got a rush picking Cully up from the station. See anything interesting, give us a bell.
Sir.
Let me introduce you. Mr. Barnaby.
Mr. Trevelyan.
Can I introduce my daughters Sophie and Ed?
Yes, I remember.
And this is my mother, Gwen.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, I hope it won't be too hard for you all.
They're getting rid of me for the day.
You're too young.
It's not because I'm too young. It's because I don't believe Annie murdered Mum. And they're afraid I'll say so.
Happy now? Come along, darling.
I better get on.
Bye, Mr. Barnaby.
I'm not actually sure what value there is in your husband as a witness.
Well, I'll leave it up to you.
Well, he wanted me to let you know that although you won't actually see him until he testifies in court, he is out there in the lobby nearby.
Everything okay?
I'm fine.
I'm not sure if you'll be called today, but if you need anything, just call the witness support volunteer. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Woodrow.
Mr. Barnaby. It's because I don't believe Annie murdered Mum.
Have you told her?
No, I haven't told her anything. But I think she knows.
What is it? What's happened?
Inside, in the kitchen.
But I think she knows.
It's not because I'm too young. It's because I don't believe Annie murdered Mum.
The next train to arrive at platform 2 will be the 10:12, calling at all stations to Midsomer Murders.
Dad? You all right?
Where did you come from?
I got an early train. Thought I'd have a coffee. I was expecting to see Mum.
Yes. Your grandmother has broken her arm. That should be all right, but she obviously can't do the housework and stuff, so your mum's gone up there for a couple of days to help them out. Well, you know what your granddad's like, don't you? Useless.
How did it happen?
She was up the ladder pruning an apple tree.
You were charged that on the 17th of February last, you did murder Frances Clare Trevelyan at her home in Midsomer Mallum. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
The Crown will prove, beyond any reasonable doubt, that the defendant you see before you in the dock, sitting there so meekly, killed, that is to say, battered to death, her old school friend, Frances Trevelyan, leaving her in a pool of blood on the floor of her family home. The reason? Because she wanted Frances's husband. And Frances, her old school friend, stood in her way. But not only did the defendant kill her friend, thus depriving John of his loving wife and their two young daughters, Sophie and Ed, of their loving mother, she then went on to compound the crime
with sickening hypocrisy. Under the cloak of a supposed friendship, she moved in on her target, John, to comfort him in his grief. Day after day, with little hugs and physical gestures of support, gradually sinking her claws deeper into the shattered, vulnerable man. Her intention? To manipulate him into her own arms.
I'd rise about 6, so I shouldn't be late. Oh, your mother's left us one of her casseroles.
Ah, great.
Yes. Hey, there's always the Taj Mahal. You never know. Yeah. No, is she not? Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you very much. Got to round up a witness. Would you believe they'll love you and leave you?
Is that the Annie Woodrow case?
Yes, it is.
So she didn't change her plea at the last minute then?
No, she did not. Do you remember that?
Yeah. You always said you thought she'd plead guilty eventually.
See you.
See you, Dad.
You will see that the house of Mrs. Joan Beverley is positioned between the Trevelyan's home and the home of the defendant, Annie Woodrow. You will also see that the Trevelyan's house, where the victim died, is positioned at the end of a cul-de-sac. Anyone seen going up that road could reasonably be expected to be going to the Trevelyan's home.
Yeah. She seemed fine when I saw her earlier.
Mrs. Beverley?
That's cold. Got any idea where she could be?
No.
Come on, I suppose we should get something to eat.
So, they've just adjourned for lunch. I've just seen someone who seems a little questionable. Lots of eye contact with the defendant. Maybe nothing, but...
Okay, I'm coming back there anyway. I'll see you there.
Ben Jones, isn't it? CID.
That's right.
Mark Thomas, Corsten advertiser. I was wondering, is there any particular reason why you were in court today? Seems a bit unusual. Cut and dried case.
Just keeping an eye on things. Excuse me. Hey, a Coke, please. Hey.
We were starting to get worried.
Terribly sorry.
The witness support volunteered. But don't you remember, it was all arranged.
I know it was mentioned.
Well, you're here now.
I'm so sorry. Oh, Mr. Barnaby.
You made it.
So you haven't been looking for me as well. God, what a nuisance I am. Oh, and my cushion, Jamie, don't forget the cushion. Lower back, the coccyx. if you'll pardon my French.
It doesn't look like she'll be called today, anyway.
Yes? Sir, I've just had a few words with this woman I mentioned. I think she might be worth talking to.
Where are you now?
All right. So you managed to get the star witness here, then?
Right, on my way.
I'm just wondering why Corsten's CID's all over the place. That Ben Jones was in the gallery all morning. Seems a bit odd, don't you think?
Probably just making sure the witnesses turn up.
The thing is, we have to weigh up just how much any evidence is actually going to benefit our case.
I'm testifying. End of story.
Hi there.
Jamie?
Talk to you later.
Look, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about... It's just that I gave a statement to the police and they're insisting that I testify.
Hey, you're a witness. It's your job.
Another Coke, please.
You're a copper, aren't you? I thought so. Where are you stationed? Must be Corsten. Are you connected to the case?
Yeah.
Then you must know DCI Barnaby, and so do I. Talk of the devil.
Prudence Plunkett. How very nice to see you.
I thought I might bump into you. Will you have a drink?
I will indeed, yes, sir. Small scotch, please.
So this must be your sergeant?
It's Constable.
Not for too long, I'd have thought. We were just having a wee chat about Annie Woodrow.
Do you have a professional involvement with the case?
No. I offered to be a character witness, but they dithered rather, so I'm just here to show a bit of support.
Jones, Prue here is a clinical psychiatrist, usually the expert witness. Oh, of course. You know Annie Woodrow very well, don't you?
Through Elder Aid, she was a helper, and of course I knew Francis from the committee.
Do you know the Trevelyan children?
Yes. I think Ed's probably handled the grieving process better than her sister, but it's a terrible thing for any child. Why do you ask?
I saw young Ed today with the family, and she told me that she didn't believe that Annie had killed her mum.
Something I meant to ask you. Did you know that Annie Woodrow was planning to move away back to London before it all happened?
No, I didn't know that. Did she say why?
She didn't have to. It was obvious. She wanted to avoid seeing John. She told me about her plans just a few days before Francis's murder. As she was going to give up her involvement in the charity because she'd be spending more time in their London home. I didn't think it was particularly significant at the time, but now I think it may have been. Whatever, it looks like Annie's really up against it now. Largely due to your evidence-gathering skills. Were you always 100% sure of Annie's guilt?
Yes, sure.
Is that a past tense, I hear? It's lovely to see you, Tom.
And you.
And nice to meet you too.
What was that about? The whole case against Annie Woodrow supports the idea that she was suffering from some unrequited love obsession. Why wouldn't she have planned to move away? Avoid all the heartache?
Moving away to avoid all the heartache is the act of a rational person, Jones. Not that of an obsessive delusional. Anyway, it probably means nothing.
See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Say hello to your mom, Eddie. What's happening?
inside, in the kitchen. On the left.
Did you know that Annie Woodrow was planning to move away? Were you always 100% sure of Annie's guilt? Is that a past tense, I hear?
It's because I don't believe Annie murdered Mum. I think the plant needs some water.
I'll see if I can find some, darling.
John Trevelyan.
You'll be all right.
Hold the book in your right hand and read from the card, please.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mr. Trevelyan, could you tell us what you were doing before you arrived home that evening?
I'd been working at the office. It had gone on a bit late. A meeting with my partner and accountant, just routine.
And when the meeting was over, you drove home alone?
That's right.
Can you take us through, please? What happened when you went into the house?
I walked through the front door. I'd parked the car in the garage. The lights were on, as normal. There was a radio playing in the kitchen. So I just walked on through and...
Francis.
I felt for a pulse, but I knew she was dead. The injuries to her head were just...
There were no signs of life.
No.
Now, moving on to your relationship with the defendant. Can you describe it for us, please?
We were friends.
Nothing more?
Good friends, I thought.
Quite. And can you tell us, were you aware of the defendant being attracted to you? Romantically or sexually?
I suppose I wasn't sure.
But you think she may have been?
Miss Flint?
Your Honor. You weren't sure she was attracted to you? I think we understand. No further questions?
No questions.
You don't wish to cross-examine the witness, Mr. Bramwell?
No, Your Honor, we don't.
It looks like they're going to be adjourning.
So I won't be testifying today.
Let's go home.
And your chicken korma.
Dad, what are we going to do with this stew?
Oh, Eric is very keen on those. Eric is the Labrador next door.
So,
Any word on how things are coming along at court?
Oh, it's early days yet, but young Jones is keeping an eye on things for me.
Really? So you think there might be more to it then than you originally thought?
Well, it was never a straightforward case, Connie, was it? But yes, actually. I was having a chat with a clinical psychiatrist who knows Annie Woodrow quite well. Prue Plunkett. Did you ever meet her?
No, I don't think so.
No, well, she told me something about Annie Woodrow, which doesn't square with how Annie should have behaved if she were guilty.
You don't think she could be innocent?
Well, all the evidence is still against her.
Dad, do you think I could get a seat in the gallery?
Yeah, I'm sure you could, yes. Yes, I'd really like to know what you think of her.
It slipped on a grate.
I never see you doing that. Well, I think it's improved the taste.
John? Are you all right?
Not really, no.
No, of course you're not. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Mum. We just have to get through it somehow.
I'm sorry, babe. I just had to see you. I couldn't help myself. I just couldn't.
God, I love that outfit.
Very executive.
I want you to take something down, Miss Jones.
I don't suppose there was any post?
Constable, you will be the first to hear.
I have to say, I don't think Annie Woodrow is coming across as the most obviously guilty person.
Yes, well, she's good at lying, Jones. She's done a lot of that. Still, there's always the little questions. Look, it's the phone by the body. The last number dialed from that phone was to Mrs. Beverley.
The witness?
The witness. She'd received a call round about the time of the murder. And Mrs. Beverley told us that Francis Trevelyan, who's the victim, was round at her house earlier that day trying to persuade her to use elder age charity services. So that could be what this call was all about.
You think there was more to it?
Mrs. Beverley said whoever was on the end of the line put the phone down without speaking. So it may well be that the killer was the one who disconnected it.
No prints?
No prints.
It was about 7:10, and I was just letting my cat in through the sitting room window when the security light came on. It was Annie Woodrow.
And in what direction was she going?
She was going towards the Trevelyan's house.
How did she seem to you? Was she walking casually? Could you tell her mood?
But she seemed to be in a bit of a hurry.
Can you remember what she was wearing?
Well, I remember she wasn't wearing a coat or gloves because it was rather cold at the time. That's why I remember.
And can you now tell us about the phone call that you received later that evening?
Well, whoever it was didn't say anything. They just put the phone down.
And what time did this happen?
It was at about 7:30.
And did you do a 1471?
Well, yes, I did, because I find those sort of calls a little unnerving. It was a local number. I recognized it. The Trevelyan's. I thought she was phoning about her visit earlier. I didn't really want to discuss it. I mean, what is a drop-in centre? I didn't like the sound of it one bit. One shouldn't be ungrateful, but to be honest, I preferred Annie's approach. She used to offer to do the shopping for me or give me a lift to the hairdressers, but not intrusive, ever. Nice woman, I thought. Friendly. It's quite shocking to think she's a murderess.
Do you wear glasses, Mrs. Beverley?
Occasionally.
Occasionally. I notice you're not wearing them today.
That is correct.
Well, we're not talking about reading glasses, are we? Your optician issued you with glasses because your sight's defective, but you only occasionally wear them. That's right, isn't it?
I was wearing them that night.
Are you sure?
I'd been watching television, and I was alone. I'm less vain when I'm on my own.
I didn't know the Trevelyan's very well. Certainly wasn't aware of any enemies. I'm sure I told you that at the time. Bit late for doubts, isn't it, Tom?
Yes, it is. There's no good reason, really. It's just things one or two people have said to me. Prue Plunkett, in particular.
Prue?
Yeah. Of course, it won't count as evidence. I mean, it's just her opinion, but...
She's no fool.
No, she's not. Look, George, I've been through all my case notes, and I can't find anyone with anything approaching a motive apart from Annie. No one.
My mother was too nice to say anything, but you could tell she hated it.
Your mother was aware of the defendant's obsession with your father?
Yeah. She only ever came round when my dad was there. It was obvious.
In what way, obvious?
She was all sort of shy and little girly. Her big doughy eyes acting like some stupid teenager. It was creepy. And then when she used to come round all the time after my mum was dead, pretending that
Miss
she was...
Trevelyan, I appreciate that this is very difficult for you. But in a court of law, witnesses are asked not to express their opinions, simply to describe what they've observed. All right?
Jamie Cranmer.
Come on, let's get you home.
No, Daddy. I want to watch.
Mr. Cranmer, you knew both the defendant, Annie Woodrow, and the victim, Francis Trevelyan.
That's right. I'm an antiques dealer. I supplied some of the furniture for Lance and Annie Woodrow's home.
And the victim, Francis Trevelyan?
I've known the Trevelyan's for a lot of years, socially, through the village.
And were you aware of any atmosphere, any tension between the defendant and the Trevelyan's prior to Francis Trevelyan's death?
I'm not sure I'd say tension exactly.
What would you say? Did you have any impression that Annie Woodrow was physically attracted to John Trevelyan?
Yes.
Would you say it was obvious?
I noticed it.
And was Frances Trevelyan aware of Annie Woodrow's feelings towards her husband?
Well, we didn't actually discuss it. I remember she tried to laugh it off once. Something about Annie's schoolgirl crush on her husband.
Do you think she found it amusing?
Not really, no.
No. I don't imagine she did. This was her old school friend showing an obvious sexual interest in her husband. She would have been sickened.
Can we leave that for the jury to decide?
Your Honour. Do you know if she confronted Annie about it or had plans to?
As I say, we didn't discuss it.
Thank you, Mr. Cramner.
It's really difficult to tell. When people are deluded, they can often think that they're actually telling the truth, so the normal signs just don't apply. Dad thinks he's got the wrong person in the dock.
But seriously, is everything okay?
I am serious. You know, Dad thought she'd change her plea to guilty before the case came to trial.
Which case is this?
Oh, Mum. It's the Annie Woodrow case. You know, the wife of the pop impresario.
And your dad doesn't think she's guilty now?
Well, he spoke to this clinical psychiatrist colleague friend of his who seems to have cast some doubt. Prue Plunkett?
Oh, the ex-hippie woman.
Yes, well, Dad seems to think she knows what she's talking about.
Is he worried about it?
I don't know about that, but he's giving evidence tomorrow, so it's bound to be a bit awkward. I mean, he says it's just his job to collect the evidence and then present the facts. It's the jury's job to reach a verdict, but I think he feels responsible.
Mummy was quite a difficult woman to love, wasn't she, Daddy?
Where's this come from?
She was, though, wasn't she?
Relationships have their ups and downs. But we all loved Mummy very much. Okay.
Meaning, eat your supper and shut up.
Why did you say you think Annie's innocent?
I like her.
It shows how much you know about anything.
The Crown will prove, beyond any reasonable doubt, killed, that is to say, battered to death, she wanted Frances's husband, John Trevelyan.
It was a local number. I recognised it. The Trevelyans.
She moved in on her target, Frances Trevelyan.
The mother was too nice to say anything, but you could tell she hated it.
Leaving her in a pool of blood.
It was Annie Woodrow.
Annie Woodrow.
We were friends.
Friends? Good friends, I thought.
Romantically, sexually.
I was thinking, Daddy.
What?
I need to be at the trial. And I thought I'd go tomorrow. You don't have to come.
No, it's all right. I'll take you. I think maybe I should be there as well.
Thank you.
What you're talking
yes,
about.
Yes, you do. You know perfectly well.
Look, I understand that you think your dad is wonderful and
godlike. I mean, he's your father, it's natural, but not everyone in the real world feels the same. I have no interest in him whatsoever. Why would I be interested in a dull provincial corn merchant, for God's sake? Excuse me.
Hi, George.
Any developments?
No, nothing yet. Anything happening?
Not really, sir. The antiques dealer, Jamie Cramner, showed up. A bit odd hanging around after you've given evidence. He's a bit of a womanizer from what I've heard. There's no chance he could have been involved.
What, with Francis or Annie? No, he's got an alibi.
Can't work out that Lance Woodrow either. Has he got an alibi?
Has he? He had the entire girl band Hidden Agenda recording at his home studio all that evening. Do you know where Prue Plunkett is?
I think she's outside.
Prue,
Hello there, Tom.
I've got a question for you.
Fire away.
Why did Annie go on lying?
An impossible situation. A combination of embarrassment and sensitivity.
Court, rise.
You know, the court should hear your thoughts.
Funnily enough, the defense has finally asked if I'd be a witness.
Have they? That's good. Do you know the judge in this case?
No, I don't.
Well, I do. I know Masson quite well. He's not overly keen on psychiatrists and their expert evidence, and he does like his expert witnesses to show the court due deference. You hearing me?
Loud and clear.
The body was on the kitchen floor, as you can see. The cause of death was confirmed as being the obvious severe head injuries, which were inflicted by the cast iron milk pan.
Time of death?
7:30 p.m., give or take half an hour.
All right, Mr. Cramner.
Not very good at the gory details.
Who is? Did Mrs. Beverly get home all right?
My lift wasn't needed in the end. She's one of the witness support people. Wouldn't have been a problem. Her sheltered housing estate is just round the corner from her old house. You know, I live there now. Great place.
Detective Chief Inspector Barnaby.
Can you explain to us why your suspicions first fell on Annie Woodrow?
Yes. When I asked Annie Woodrow where she'd been at the time of the murder, she told me she'd been at home all that evening. But when I interviewed Mrs. Beverly, she told me that she'd seen the defendant heading towards the Trevelyan's house shortly before the time we later established was the time of Mrs. Trevelyan's death.
The defendant lied.
And when I confronted her with this apparent contradiction, she told me
I'm sorry, I've forgotten.
she'd forgotten about the visit to the Trevelyan's because she'd been drinking that evening and her memory wasn't clear.
Did the defendant mention anything about the drinking when you first interviewed her?
No, she had not.
So she changed her story.
Yes.
And can you tell us what the defendant told you had happened in her second version of events?
Yes, she said she'd rung the doorbell. It was an old-fashioned hand pull arrangement, but that there had been no reply, and so she went back home again.
And did she, during this version, explain why she went to the Trevelyan's house?
Yes, she said she wanted to invite the family to lunch on the following Sunday.
Did she explain why she hadn't phoned?
Yes, she said she wanted to invite them in person.
Oh, I see. Now, in previous testimony, which we've heard, Mrs. Beverley described what she saw the defendant wearing on that evening on her way towards the Trevelyan's house. Now, can you tell us why that was important to the investigation?
Yes, I would have expected to find Annie Woodrow's fingerprints on the bell pull handle, but I didn't. The only other people to go into the house after she was there were the victim's husband, that's John Trevelyan, and their youngest daughter, Ed, and they both had keys to enter the house. They wouldn't have used the bell. Now, Mrs. Woodrow was insistent that she was wearing gloves at the time. That's her explanation of why her fingerprints weren't found at the scene. However, Mrs. Beverley is equally insistent that the defendant was wearing neither coat nor gloves when she saw her going towards the Trevelyans' house.
Do you regard Mrs. Beverley as a credible witness?
Yes, I do.
So either the defendant did not ring the doorbell or the fingerprints were wiped off.
I think it's unlikely that the fingerprints were wiped off. Other fingerprints from people who'd used the bell pull previously and had been eliminated from the inquiry, they were intact.
And can you tell us now about the footprints that were found in the flower bed?
Yes, I can. We found a fresh pair of footprints in the small flower bed beneath the kitchen window. And these were subsequently matched to a pair of shoes belonging to the defendant, Mrs. Woodrow.
And had the defendant mentioned anything earlier about walking through the flower bed?
No, she hadn't.
And did she offer any explanation for the presence of the footprints?
Well, she told me she'd forgotten about it, again because of the alcohol. And that when there'd been no reply, she had looked through the kitchen window while standing in the flower bed. She could see that the lights were on. She wanted to find out if anyone was there. She said she couldn't see anyone.
And this was, her third version of events?
Well, she hadn't mentioned it before.
And did you offer any other possible version of events to her?
Yes, I suggested that she was checking to see if Francis Trevelyan was alone before entering through the back door, which she knew was always left open. And she denied that suggestion.
Tell us, Chief Inspector, did it ever occur to you that the defendant could have had gloves in her pocket and put them on after she'd walked past Mrs. Beverley's house, when she started to feel the cold, for example?
Mrs. Beverley's eyewitness statement was that the defendant was wearing jeans, no coat. That means the defendant would have had to put her gloves into her jeans pocket, which I found a little unlikely.
Why?
Well, they were designer jeans, tight-fit small pockets. It also occurred to me that if she'd had the foresight to take gloves, why not a coat or jacket?
Isn't it possible that Mrs. Beverley was mistaken in what she saw and that the defendant was, in fact, wearing a light jacket, as she said in her statement? Mrs. Beverley is not a young woman. Her sight is failing. She's not always in the habit of wearing her prescription glasses, as we've heard. It was night time. Is she really what you would normally describe as a credible witness?
I evaluate witnesses individually. I found her credible.
I see. Moving on now to the question of whether there was anything to suggest that the defendant had actually been inside the Trevelyans' house that evening. Now, the fact that there was forensic evidence that she'd been to the house previously is not incriminating because she admits that she'd been to the house several times in the weeks prior to the night in question. Would you agree?
Yes.
So was there any evidence whatsoever, forensic or otherwise, that the defendant had actually been inside the Trevelyans' house that evening? A yes or no will do.
No.
Sorry?
No.
No. So, no evidence that the defendant had actually been at the scene of the crime at the time it took place.
It went well, didn't it?
Well, we may have raised one or two doubts, but we still have to account for your frequent changes of mind. It's very damning evidence.
I told you I'd been drinking. I told you.
I think maybe we should have cross-examined John Trevelyan. Maybe we should try to recall him.
No, you're not putting John on the stand again. Don't do it.
I have to say, Annie, that your consistent denial that you ever felt anything for John Trevelyan is making you look dishonest. It's not helping.
Nothing happened. How many more times do...
I want to call Dr. Plunkett as a witness.
Prue?
Yes, I think she can help. And don't tie my hands on this one, Annie. Will you please let me do my job?
Lance Woodrow.
Laurent.
Mr. Woodrow, what were your movements that evening? What were you doing?
I was involved in a recording session at my home with the popular music group Hidden Agenda, who I manage. The session went on from early afternoon till after midnight.
And you have a professional recording studio in your home?
That's correct.
Did you see your wife in the earlier part of that evening?
Yes, I did. Round about 7. She seemed her normal self.
Did she mention asking the Trevelyans over for lunch on the following Sunday?
Yes. I was just getting some drinks from the fridge.
How well do you know your wife, Mr. Woodrow?
I know her very well.
So you'd know, for instance, when your wife had been drinking?
Right. I don't know what you mean by drinking.
Well, enough so that she'd completely forget what she'd been doing, for instance.
Right, I suppose so. Yes.
I imagine you would. It sounds pretty drunk, doesn't it? Now, you said earlier that when you saw your wife at about 7 o'clock that evening, that she seemed her normal self.
That's right.
Her normal self. Not that she was so drunk that she'd be unable to remember things that happened.
His father was in Oxford. That's right.
Come in.
Sam.
Tom, come in.
Thank you.
What can I do for you? It's going rather well, I think.
Yes, it is. Lance Woodrow's assistant, Felicity, I think her name is. Did I see her having a word with your solicitor?
Yes, you did. I think she's quite a clever girl. Has her eye on being the next Mrs. Woodrow, is my guess.
And did she suggest that you asked those questions, about whether Lance would have noticed if his wife had been drinking or not?
Yeah, she did.
They say it's a no-fault divorce. But if she's a convicted murderer, it's bound to have an effect.
Well, she can't claim any expenses in Holloway, can she?
That's right. Not today, thank you. That's Barnaby. We're going to have to answer it. Sorry, babe. Oh. Trying to look businesslike.
Barnaby. I'm afraid Mr. Woodrow is a little bit busy at the moment, so...
Miss Winter, you're dripping.
I had a little shower.
Anyway, it's you we actually want to speak to. May we? Thank you.
Me? What, why?
Just a couple of questions we wanted to know. Felicity, why do you think Lance Woodrow asked you to suggest to the prosecution lawyers a line of questioning about his wife's drinking?
I don't know.
So he did ask you to do it then? We'd like to talk to Mr. Woodrow now, please.
So much for the supportive husband.
Oh, Jones, this table. I've seen one like this before. If not this one exactly like it.
Chief Inspector.
Mr. Woodrow. Did Felicity mention why we're here?
To be honest, I feel a bit awkward about the whole thing.
Yeah. So why did you encourage the prosecution to ask about your wife's drinking?
Well, it breaks my heart to say this, but I've begun to have doubts about my wife's innocence. What can I do, you know?
Oh, so you're saying it was in the interests of justice? Yes, well, thank you. Thank you for that. On a completely different subject, this table, couldn't help but notice it's a beautiful piece, isn't it?
You have a good eye, Chief Inspector.
Where'd you get it?
Jamie Cramner. Serious quality. 1875. 5? Yeah, carved walnut. Cost a bit.
Jeez, I bet it did. I know where I've seen that table before. And the vases. Mrs. Beverly!
Who is it?
Tom Barnaby and D.C. Jones. May we come in?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Come in. Come in, I'm in the bedroom.
It hadn't registered before. All the antiques she had in her old house, they've gone.
Oh, I've had a bit of a funny twinge. Doctor said I have to stay in bed. Angina. Oh, the old pearly gates are on the horizon, I'm afraid. But then, I never thought I'd get this far. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry, this appears an odd question, but you know that lovely furniture you had at the old house? May I ask what happened to it?
Oh, Jamie handled all that.
Oh, that was nice of him. And he got you the other stuff, did he?
Yes, that's right. It's much more practical here, much easier.
Yeah. May I ask what the financial arrangements were?
He didn't charge me a thing. He was very helpful with everything, the house sale, everything.
Oh, he handled the house sale as well, did he?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about it, but yes.
Yes, he did mention that when he heard he wanted to move, he spoke to you about buying it, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, cut out the middleman.
So you didn't use an estate agent at all?
We avoided all that agent fee nonsense. He got a valuation from a friend of his who was in the business. Oh, Jamie's the son of my oldest friends. There's no problem there. Now, you won't mention this to anyone.
Well, no, of course not. Not if you don't want us to. No.
The capital appreciation tax and the multiple stamp duty issues. Avoided it all.
So, what did he value the house at?
£310,000. We bought it for 85.
Did you by any chance mention any of this to Frances Trevelyan?
Well, yes, I did. But she promised not to mention it to anyone else. How do you know?
Can you remember when exactly you mentioned it to her, to Mrs. Trevelyan?
It must have been... Oh, it was on the last occasion I saw her.
Would you excuse us for a couple of minutes? That's 150 grand. That's less than what it was actually worth. At least that. Then there's the furniture and the antiques on top of that. The old lady has been seriously robbed.
Bit of a coincidence, Frances Trevelyan hearing about it the day she died.
She must have been appalled by then. And she'd definitely confront Jamie about it.
You think she asked him over to her house that evening?
Well, if she did, and he went, it means that Jamie's alibi is false. And that his old friend Mark Thomas was lying for him.
That reporter. He was asking me what I was doing in court. I thought he was sniffing about for a story. Maybe he was getting twitchy. You don't think he was an accomplice?
That's unlikely. Don't think that the murder was premeditated. It's more likely he was helping out an old friend. I interviewed them both after Annie was in custody. She was the prime suspect, not them. Everybody knew that. I was just looking for additional evidence to bring against her.
On the other hand, Mark Thomas could know exactly what happened and be deliberately protecting his mate. Maybe he was involved in the scam. Maybe he was getting a share of the profits.
And we don't want to reveal everything we know, do we? If he's that involved with Jamie, it's worth dipping a toe in the water. Mrs. Beverley, did Frances Trevelyan ever say anything about discussing the house sale with Jamie Cramner?
You're suggesting Jamie was diddling me.
Mrs. Beverley, those things you mentioned Jamie talking about, capital appreciation tax, multiple stamp duties, it's gobbledygook.
That's your considered opinion, is it, Sergeant?
Constable, look, there was no good reason for you not to talk about the price. He just didn't want anyone telling you how much it was really worth.
His parents are my closest friends.
It's all right, Mrs. Beverley, but let's leave it.
And why are you asking if Francis spoke to him?
We're not sure.
You know, he asked me not to mention it again when he gave me a lift to court. Why would he do that?
Mr. Barnaby.
I'm sorry to bother you. Got a minute?
I'm a bit busy, actually. The court case.
Oh, yes, of course. Just want to double-check something. You know, we've got to follow things up. We've heard a rumour that Jamie Cramner might have had a bit of a falling out with Frances Trevelyan over, something. Mean anything?
Falling out?
Yeah, just before she died. Did you know anything about that?
I'm sorry, does this have something to do with me, or are you suggesting that it's newsworthy in some way? Because I don't understand.
So you didn't hear anything about that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Sorry to bother you. Carry on.
Mark Thomas. Oh, good boy.
Mark.
Well, he's not telling me anything, for whatever reason. Oh, but he's talking to somebody.
How's Mrs. B? She wanted whiskey, but I persuaded her to go for tea. She wants to talk to you.
Managed to get hold of the estate agent?
A very interesting news there. She could give a very accurate estimate because they did a survey on the house shortly after Jamie had taken possession. He wanted some renovations done. She reckons at least 140 grand more. And there's another thing. Jamie's putting the house back on the market and he wants the agents to value it.
coach. I saw him out. But Francis and the girls are still here, and he's definitely gone. He was in rather a funny mood, actually. He said something about, as a dull provincial corn merchant, he felt rather out of place. Or somebody must have said something. Ah, Lance.
I have no interest in him whatsoever.
Why would I be interested in a dull provincial corn merchant, for God's sake?
No, I'm concerned about this, about Mrs. Beverley. He may try to get to her. She was safe as long as she was a vital witness against Annie. But now she's a liability. This place is totally insecure. And we're going to have to persuade her to move somewhere else. Safe house, nursing home, somewhere like that.
Should be interesting.
Out of the question.
It's just temporary. I can talk to the doctor.
I'm going nowhere. Mr. Barnaby, do you really believe Jamie is the murderer? Well, how are you going to expose him?
Well, that's why I want to move you. So I think it'll take a little time.
Why, if you're sure it's him?
Mrs. Beverley, charming, a trusting lady out of lots of money, may be thoroughly reprehensible and dishonest, but it is not an offence as such. And as yet we have no solid evidence linking him to the murder. As I say, it'll take time.
But you don't have time. Annie Woodrow is about to be convicted for the murder. How do you intend to get the evidence? Do you really think there's a chance Jamie might try to do me in?
Oh, don't you worry about that, Mrs. Beverley. I'll warn him off.
Maybe you shouldn't. If he were caught trying to murder me, you might be able to get a confession out of him.
Oh, no, I think that's really out of the question.
I think that's my decision, isn't it? If I decide to stay here, there's nothing you can do about it.
We seem to be skirting around a major obstacle here. If we're going to get him for your attempted murder, he's going to have to try to kill you.
Yes, but you'll stop him. One of you can hide in the cupboard and jump out at the last minute.
Yeah, but there are lots of ways in which he might try to kill you, Mrs. Beverley, and we might not be able to stop him in time. I mean, a knife, a bang over the head. I really do think...
Oh, no, he'll definitely want to smother me. Look, I'm expected to kick the bucket at any moment, and Jamie knows that. If he smothers me, it would look like natural causes. He'd have every chance of getting away with it, so why stab me, for heaven's sake? Of course he won't. And when he tries to smother me, there'll be plenty of time to stop him.
But if Jones is hiding in the cupboard, how will he know when to jump out and save you?
Could you open that top door for me a moment, please? That's the one. Now, can you pass me that can thing with the horn? Thank you. That'll be the sign. It's my evidence that's put Annie in the dock, and your handiwork. We have to do something.
This is not a good idea.
Of course, he may need a little jolt to spur him into action. Nothing too obvious.
What had you in mind?
You're up for it, then?
Is that Jamie's phone?
It is. He's on his way out.
Hope this works.
Hello?
I've just had a call from Mrs. Beverley. She said that she'd heard that we were moving and she was asking what the asking price was. Jamie?
Well, what did you tell her?
Well, I didn't tell her anything. I just said that it was early days and that you were dealing with it. She wants you to call her. What's going on, Jamie?
Court, ride.
Going to fit.
Dr. Plunkett, in your capacity as a clinical psychiatrist, would you describe the defendant as an obsessive, delusional character?
No. I would say she is essentially a level-headed woman who was perhaps not totally satisfied with her life. But then, of course, that's true of many of us.
Had you ever seen Annie Woodrow in the company of John Trevelyan?
On several occasions.
Would you say she was attracted to John Trevelyan?
Very much so. It was just one of those unfortunate things. Both being married, and he being the husband of her old school friend, they both must have felt that any intimate relationship between them would be doomed.
Are you saying that, in your opinion, John Trevelyan was attracted to Annie as well?
I'm sorry, relevance?
Your Honour, I'm trying to establish whether this was an obsessive stalking situation or an unfortunate mutual attraction.
Go on.
Dr. Plunkett?
There's no question in my mind that it was a mutual attraction. There was an occasion, I remember, at a charity fundraiser, a dinner dance, when Annie and John were sitting opposite each other, and I happened to observe at close hand what was going on. They both tried desperately to disguise what they were feeling, but there was so much electricity in the air between them, they could hardly breathe, let alone talk. And Annie and John are both normally such chatty people. Before Francis's death, anyway.
You think they were in love with each other?
Embryonically.
But what you're saying is that you wouldn't have expected either of them to have acted on it because they valued their marital vows, they were concerned about the fallout with John's family and the hurt it would cause their partners.
Yes.
The frame of mind and motives you're ascribing to the defendant are those of a very moral person. Doesn't sound like the sort of person who would be capable of the kind of premeditated murder Annie has been accused of.
I would agree.
But there's a problem with your analysis, isn't there? This so-called moral person has changed her story several times. I mean, let's not mince words, she has lied. Can you explain how someone who's persistently lied under police questioning can be described as a moral person?
Speculation?
You know, Your Honour, I'm simply asking a clinical psychiatrist as an expert witness to give her opinion as to why the defendant did not tell the truth. It is relevant to the jury's impression of guilt or otherwise.
Dr. Plunkett, how much weight do you think we should give to the opinion of a clinical psychiatrist in a matter such as this?
I don't think it's for me to say, Your Honour. But it's more educated guesswork than complex psychiatric theory. Just old-fashioned common sense based on my knowledge of the situation.
Tread carefully.
Why do you think the defendant lied to the police?
I think Annie lied because the truth was just too embarrassing for her. She mentioned to me when last I saw her, about a week before Francis's death, she was going to be spending more time in London. She said she wouldn't be able to commit so much time to the charity in future. But it was clear she'd be giving it up entirely. I was surprised because I knew how fulfilling Annie found the work. I suspected it was because of how she felt about John Trevelyan and how difficult she found seeing him so often. I asked her if that was the case. She denied it. She said she had no feeling for him whatsoever. In fact, I remember she was actually quite rude about him, the classic defense mechanism of the totally and utterly smitten.
I think he's left the building. Maybe on his way.
Thanks, sir. Stand by, everyone.
Why do you think Annie Woodrow went to the Trevelyans that evening?
I think she wanted to say something to John before she left. Maybe something had happened between them. I don't know. But I think she was hoping to find him alone. The garage doors were probably shut, so she couldn't see whose cars were there. She saw the kitchen light was on and that there was movement inside. She tried to see who it was through the gap in the curtains, hence the footprints. My guess is she saw that Frances was in on her own, which was not what Annie wanted, so she went home. If Annie had told the police she wanted to talk to John on his own, it might, however unjustly, have implied his involvement in some kind of affair. And I don't think she could bear that.
Anything happening?
Negative.
Tell me, Dr. Plunkett, have you ever been proved wrong in your analysis of a problem or human behavior?
Of course.
So you are fallible. We can't take what you say as gospel.
As I made clear, what I described is just an opinion.
Well, and we've heard other accounts of the defendant's behavior and very different interpretations. Were they all wrong?
I've tried to be professionally objective, but I accept there is always some bias.
The question is, how much? I'd like to turn now to your imaginative story of what might have happened that evening.
I see white male approaching.
A version that not even the defendant has come up with. But then who knows? Perhaps she'll change her story yet again. But courts of law deal with evidence, not fanciful speculation invented by friends of the accused. So can you tell the court if there is one single piece of evidence, solid evidence, to back up your extraordinary version of events?
Who's there? Who is it? Oh, why didn't you say who you were? You gave me a terrible shock.
You wanted to see me?
You're selling the house.
We're exploring various possibilities.
Jamie, I know what the asking price is. It's a lot more than you paid me.
It's gone up in value.
I found out exactly what a fair price would have been for it 10 months ago. You've shortchanged me by £140,000.
You were perfectly happy with the price at the time.
Well, I trusted you. £140,000, that's what I want. You'd be in serious trouble if I went to the police. And if you don't give it to me, that's exactly what I'll do.
I don't know. You try to help someone out, and this is where it gets you. You agreed a price, and that's it. Done and dusted. You want to tell the police or anyone else, go ahead. Do your worst.
Jamie!
happening?
Target is sitting in his car.
Well, what's he doing?
He's just sitting there. Hang on. He's getting out of the car again. He's coming back towards the house.
Cutting radio. Okay, this is it.
Yes? Oh. Good God, has he? No, I appreciate that. I'll pass that on. Thank you. Yes. Thank God for that.
I thought Constable Jones took his time getting out of the cupboard. But I think I'll survive.
It's actually Sergeant Jones now. Just got the news. Congratulations.
Oh, well done, Sergeant.
You know, if that little operation hadn't gone right, you could have kissed goodbye to Sergeant, and they'd have retired me on medical grounds. We'll be back to the station in about half an hour, with, we hope, another one. Let's bang him up until we get that, okay?
What do you think happened that evening?
Well, my guess is that Jamie Cramner arrived at the Trevelyan's house just after Annie had left.
So Mrs. Holthouse...
Frances let him in. She was expecting him. I think that she wanted to give him an ultimatum. Either he cancelled the arrangement with Mrs. Beverley and the house was sold through a neutral estate agent, or she'd tell the whole world what he'd been up to.
The defendant on the day before the murder took place. Could you describe simply...
I think she phoned Mrs. Beverley because she wanted to see him cancel the arrangement there and then, but instead... he killed her.
Who's there? Who is it?
And then calmly disconnected the phone.
It appears that someone else has now confessed to the murder of Francis Trevelyan. In the circumstances, the prosecution have decided to drop all charges against the defendant. Mrs. Woodrow, you are free to go.
My guess is he thought he was nothing more than just helping his old mate out of a sticky situation.
Well, he'll learn differently now.
Fantastic! Didn't I tell you all she was innocent? This is a great day for justice. Come on, babe. I've got a car around the corner. Let's get you
I
home.
think you and I both know that won't be happening.
Of course! You want to celebrate with your legal team. I understand, of course. Call me, yeah? Nice one! Nice one!
Are you going to be taking your wife away?
So what do you do now?
I don't really know.
I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry about.
Oh, I think I do. You were very good to me after then when you needed help.
You had your family to think about and everything else.
Could we talk? Please, I just like to try and...
Nice one, Dad.
Oh, thank you.
Cutting a bit fine, of course. I thought you were really impressive too.
Oh, it wouldn't have made any difference without your dad's input.
Oh, not too sure about that. Now look, I've got to get going, got some processing to do. You all right for getting home?
Oh, yeah, sure. Don't worry about me, Dad.
And thank you. Thank you for everything.
Bye, Tom. Love's a funny thing.